Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested here at Wonderfest 2026, and one of the best parts about this convention is I get to meet in person not just the modeler, but the models that I checked out online. Dwayne, such a pleasure.
Yes, of course.
And what a great pleasure it is to see your Batwing. Whoa, this is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell me about the build and this display.
Yeah, sure. So this was always the thing in my head. So when I came to Wonderfest last year, I found this resin accessory kit. I was like, I have to find the Batwing to go with it. This has always been something I've wanted to do for something like this. So yeah, I put it together. I found a lot of reference that actually Tested had put together when they did a prop store.
Yes, the filming model.
Yes.
Yeah, the miniature.
So
Yes.
I grabbed all of their reference that they used to sell that, which was invaluable.
High-res photos, every different angle.
Exactly, and this is such an interesting model because the actual one has so much more going on with it that you never get to see when you watch the movie.
Totally.
So I got to get all of that, and that really mapped out my paint, and then I evened it out because it was a filming model. And then I always wanted it behind the moon. So I found a light online that was the perfect thing. I was like, okay, there's a lot of research to figure out what I wanted to do that was going to serve its purpose, but not overshadow Michael Keaton. And so, yeah, I found this and put it together, and yeah.
It's a great display. Now,
Thank you.
so you're saying this is an off-the-shelf 1/24 scale
Correct.
kit of the Batwing
Correct.
with modifications, not just paint, but there's a kit that you
There was
also
a
found.
resin kit that I found here last year that was a garage kit, and it had the guns, and it had the little missiles in here, and the cockpit. And then I modified a resin statue of Batman that I found in that scale online, and I got him flying in there. But they had the flight yoke and everything in there, and so I got all of that together, and then the rest of it was just to get the kit seated and working and hide the seams, and then the rest of it was just the paint, which was such a fun journey. A lot of the light design here was to be intentional, that like, I've seen a lot of variations of this, but it was really important to me to have the right color temperature for the moon and for the lights and the signal lights, and then in the cockpit that just play with all of that. So you have something to look at in every part of this.
You still want the eye to be drawn to the silhouette.
Exactly.
Right, the silhouette.
This is one of my favorite things that, like, from across the room you know what you're looking at,
Yeah.
and then you can get all the way in.
Yeah. And then in a dark room, the lights in the Batwing, they really pop with the headlamps in the interior cockpit?
Yes, it was super important for me. So like the cockpit, I wanted to be lit enough that there's something going on with his switches and all the controls in there, that sits at a light level, but it didn't overshadow what was going on with the Batwing itself, which then didn't overshadow the moon, and so just to build those stages.
It's a perfect kind of display where, from a distance, like you said, you know, hey, that's the Batwing
Yes,
from the moon.
exactly.
It's edge lit, right? The light's bouncing right off the curves here.
Yes.
But the closer you get, it's like, oh wow, the paint job.
Exactly.
That is really nice and
so
really
the
close.
actual Batwing is, because it's such it's a dark movie, but not a dark movie. But they had a lot of silver edge lighting here in the fronts of the wings and the insides here. And in the actual shooting model, this wing is not mostly silver, but it is very bright, so it gets caught on the edge light as it's flying, because they only shot it from the one side that they needed to.
Right.
And so it was really fun with this to play with that this catches all of this extra light around the moon and draws you in.
Dwayne, it looks even better in person
Thank
than
you.
on social media where you shared the pictures.
Yes.
And it's such a pleasure to see the model and to meet you, of course.
Yes, of course.
And
Hey,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderfest 2026, and I once again had to catch up with Steve Hilby. Steve, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Last year, your miniature of your own design was one of our most favorite things we saw. It was so creative, so much beautiful detail. You've come back this year with another original design. Yes?
Yeah.
Tell me about this model.
This is an unnamed space dreadnought, and it's unnamed because I couldn't decide. But anyway, it belongs to the princess, whose quarters are right in there. You can see her sitting on the bed, and she had an unfortunate encounter with somebody else's spaceship, but fortunately she emerged victorious, which is good, right? This is a kind of a parody of 1930s spaceships.
Yes.
And I tried to give it that 1930s pulp feeling to the interior. Lots of detail and lots of it very colorful. So it's got. Do you want me to outline the rooms? I can.
Yeah. Did you start off with the build knowing that you were going to do this type of multi-deck interior.
I did. I wanted
Okay.
one to be fully detailed inside from the
Yeah.
very beginning. Yeah.
So you started with the build with that. So tell
Yeah.
me about how did you start?
Well, okay. So the basic hull is our good old friend the Glencoe blimp kit. I shortened it a little,
Ah.
and then the rest of it is these are craft balls from the drugstore, and these are sheet styrene and some other stuff. And then the interior is obviously sheet plastic, and it's fully illuminated. And on the upper deck we have an ammunition closet and a little lobby with a piece of gizmo in the front of it there. And then this is the princess's quarters. And because princesses are entitled to a balcony and a window, she has a balcony and a window. It's true that her view is only the machinery bay, but that's life. And on the lower level we have a bunk room for the plebeians and the pump room with a stairway in it. We have the subspace hyperchronicizer with a glowing orange light. And I think this is the main dynamo here. And it has a flashing red light because I told my friend who was building a space dreadnought that he should put a flashing red light in his cockpit to add drama. And once I told him that, I had to do it on my own, right? So it's got a flashing red light to add drama. And then back here is the subatomical power plant back there. And these are all mostly scratch built or bashed from bits and pieces.
Yeah. So you're spending time. Do you go room by room and say, I'm going to build the railings, and the ladders, and then the beds, and then outfit out each room first? And
Well, no, it's kind of a. I'm too disorganized to do it room by room. It's kind of a simultaneous process.
Yeah.
You think, well, it's probably time to build some bunk beds. They build some bunk beds. Oh, it's time to build a pump. So you build a pump.
yeah.
No, it's not. I'm not a very organized builder.
Well, what's so striking to me is not just how filled out each room is, but the color schemes. The way that they're the side by side, there's nice contrast between the pink, yellow, and green, and the metal that make it feel lived in.
Well, they're basically taken. Excuse me, not taken, but I had a wonderful color illustration of Flash Gordon's ship, a cross section of it from an old thing. And I looked at those colors, and they were kind of bright, cartoony colors, and so that's the sort of thing I wanted in the interior of this.
It looks
Bright,
like it's
cartoony
taken
stuff.
out of a printed pulp page,
Yeah,
like
it's-
old comic book.
That was the point, yeah.
Wow. And then you were telling me, so this is a blimp model. You have some store-bought shapes. You even have a cross section here for the gun turret.
Yes, and it's illuminated, yeah. And the guns will raise and lower. They won't rotate though. I wasn't quite that ambitious.
Yeah, you're using the tiny string LEDs. To,
These, little tiny, little 9-volt LEDs. Yeah.
to wire every space. I see that even in the gun turrets.
Well, if you illuminate one, it's going to show through the front, so you got to illuminate the other one. Right?
Yeah. And then this glossy green metallic finish. How did you tie it all together?
Well, the glossy green metallic finish is basically Tamiya spray paint right out of the can.
Oh wow.
Tamiya spray paint is the greatest stuff in the world. It dries
Can't
hard
deny it.
and glossy and never runs. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Wow, just out of the rattle can. It's great. It looks,
Yep. I did have a problem with the paint, and so this vent right here is kind of a late addition to cover a goober in the paint.
Hey,
So anyway, it's-
problem solving. More
that's right.
storytelling.
That's what
to
model
problem
making is
solve.
about, recovering from one disaster after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last year, your ship was also on a beautiful terrain base.
Yes.
So
that's
tell me
right,
about
yeah.
this terrain and also this. ship here.
This is a terrain pretty heavy with the man-eating plants. Now my brother-in-law, who has kind of a gory imagination, wanted me to throw in some blood and some dismembered crewmen, but I told him I wasn't going to do that. For one thing, the scale's a little small, but yeah.
That's very nice. And is this a off-the-shelf kit? Or?
That's basically an off-the-shelf Bondi Space Battleship Yamato series kit, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love your little Stonehenge tribute here as well.
I had a terrible time trying to get the scale of the base across, and so Stonehenge was an attempt to give people an idea of the scale of the base. And what finally worked was trees. I added trees, and suddenly it was clear how big everything was supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really everything from the shape of the base. It evokes the early 20th century.
I tried to make things interesting.
Yeah. What's next for you then after this?
I'm not quite sure. I might go paint a figure or two.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, don't stop building ships with incredibly detailed interiors and wonderful lighting. It's how we know it's you,
Well,
Steve.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure to see you here at Wonderfest.
My pleasure.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video, you might really enjoy this one too.